All right, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and start just by taking a couple of nice deep breaths in. So we're just going to start to breathe in and then out. So focus on breathing into your belly, into your ribs, and then exhaling and gently pulling in just a little bit. Excuse me, I have to get the cat out of my bag. You do not need to be in there. So continue taking those nice deep breaths. I had to let the cat out of the bag. Good. One more time right here. Big breath in. And exhale. And let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down into our back pocket. So feet about hip width apart. A little bit of a softness to the knees. A little bit of a tail feather tuck. And just nice, good shoulder rolls. I'm definitely a little crunchy on one side this morning. Good. Shoulders down, ear to shoulder. She's kind of in a mood this morning. Two, one. Bring it up. We're going to look to one side and then look to the other. So as we move through this warm up, we're going to just see how our body feels. What's tight, what's stiff. I am just very stiff today. Good. Bring it into the center. We're going to open and close. So I know we all seem to have days where we wake up and we're like, yeah, I'm great. And then some days we wake up and it's like, what did I do over the last week? Because you just wake up kind of stiff and sore. And the goal is to try to make it so that it's not every day that you wake up super stiff and sore and uncomfortable. Hopefully. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out a little bit. We're going to tap it to the side. And we're going to start to add a reach. Just kind of a little sway across the body. 4, 3, 2. Change the arms, reach it up. A little bit of a side bend. And it's okay if your shoulders don't go all the way up. We're just trying to add a little bit of an extra stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the center, feet about hip width apart. And we're just going to do hip circles. So circling one way, keeping those toes pointing forwards. Good. Let's change direction. Bring it in. We're going to pivot from the hips all the way down. A little bit of a duck foot position. And again, we're just going to circle those hips. And change direction. Let's bring it in, and now we're going to pivot again from our hips. So try to get your hips, your thighs, your knees, and your toes to talk to each other. And we're going to start with our hip circles. and change direction. Good, bring it into the center. Let's kind of just shake it out a little. Hold on to something if you need to. We're going to start with our hip swings. So just a nice good front to back swing, squeezing the glutes, protecting our low back. So it looks like I'm doing kind of a puffing out of my chest, and I'm not, but 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we're going to switch. I'm going to go ahead and stay facing this direction, but you are welcome to turn if that's just what works better for you. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to do our side leg. Again, this is the one I like to have my hands on a wall, step away from the wall, or on a chair, or not a chair, but a table. And so, especially on a long table, you've got that space. But we're going to step it back. We're going to take it out, and we're going to do our little cross in front. So out and cross. Now you can just do an out and a stop in the middle, but I still want it to be a swing. But it's a controlled swing, so we don't want to lean our bodies over just to get the leg a little bit higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch it over to the other side. I'm going to move myself down a little bit, and again, out and a little bit of a cross. So there's a little bit of a pivot over your femur here. Nice, good lift. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back into the center. I'm going to take those legs kind of wide, as wide as you can without kicking the cat. Toes out a little bit, and we're just going to hinge it, and we're going to go forward, middle, and back. So forward, middle, and back. Now the wider you start with your legs, as long as your hips are okay with it, it's going to be a little bit easier to get down towards the floor. But we still want to try to keep that neutral spine versus bending the knees and rounding the back just to get close to the floor and just a touch. But we want to hinge forward, middle, and back. So forward, middle, reach it back. So forward, middle. So I'm straddling my mat. So I'm doing one end of the mat or one side, the middle, and then reaching for the other. A couple more. Last one. Good, and then carefully bring yourself all the way up, nice and tall. And we're just going to do a little double side lunge and double side lunge. So it's just a little mini bounce, not, going over and doing these big bounces, just a little pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it in the center, hands on the thighs, a little cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, gentle arch of the back, and then we're going to exhale, tuck your tail. Good, inhale, so a little shoulder pull down, open the chest, a gentle arch of the back, and then exhale. Good, and then in and out, and then in and out. Every time I say something, her tail flicks because I'm disturbing her sleep. And out. Good, and let's roll it all the way up, arms out to the side. We're going to go back for our side lunge, and we're just going to do a little torso rotation. One arm reaches for the floor. I want your other arm to reach towards the ceiling. Don't let the shoulder roll forwards. I want you to keep that shoulder pointing and open. So I want you to think about palm forward here. And it kind of doesn't look like it, but my palm is still staying facing the same direction it did. Again, a lot of times we do this and we're tight, so we roll the shoulder forwards. I want you to keep that shoulder open. So it's all about opening your shoulder back behind you. Little torso rotation. And again, it's okay if your torso rotation is here. Everybody's is a little bit different. I'm getting better. I still compensate a little bit. Good, couple more. Here's 2 and 1, and bring it up. And now we're going to put the hands on the floor. We're going to step it back into a plank. So we're just going to be on the floor, step back into a plank, a little bit of a wider leg stance. We're just going to hold our plank for a moment. And now we're going to do down dog and then plank. Down dog and plank. Down dog. Good. Couple more. Here's 2 and 1. Good. And now we're going to bring ourselves all the way back up to standing. We're going to roll the shoulders, grab a quick drink of water, and then we're going to start standing. Then we're going to do, we might do a little bit on the floor, and then we'll be back up standing again. So if you need to do the floor stuff standing, you can. So you probably want to grab a chair just for a little bit of support. And we are going to do some of our shoulder cars and our band pull apart. So if you have a resistance band, we'll grab that and we'll use it at the end of class. But like last week, we're actually going to start with our feet and our ankles. So today for this one, we're going to hold on to something if we need to. We're going to point our toe, and we're going to try to keep our leg as straight as we can. If you need to bend your knee a little bit, you can, but your toes are tucked under, and I want you to straighten your knee as much as you can. And if you need to point your toe, you kind of can, but I want you to try to think about trying to get the top of your foot on the floor. You can see mine's not going to go. My ankles don't work that way. Most of our ankles do not work that way. Even dancers will get, very, very straight, much straighter than this, but most of us, a little bit of a toe curl. We're stretching out the front of the foot, stretching out the ankle. And I can back off a little bit with my toes, a little bit less point, but you can try to point your toes, point your ankle, feel that stretch. Good. And then bring it in. We're going to shake it out. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take the foot back. My toes end up curling under. I'm going to point my toes, and I'm going to try to straighten my back knee. And maybe your foot is closer in. Maybe you have to take yours a little farther back and you have to lean a little farther forward. But I'm just standing tall. My toe is back. My foot is back. I'm trying to stretch the front of my ankle. And remember, we want to try to get it. Mine is very uncomfortable right now. So if I kind of back off with my straight knee, I'm still getting a good stretch. It's just not hurting quite as much. So we don't want it to hurt. We want to feel the stretch. We don't want to feel pain. Good. Bring it in, and we're just going to shake it out. Now we're going to switch back to our other foot. And think about when you hold a bowl and you just circle the bowl to make the water swirl. We're doing the same thing with our ankle right here. So we're tracing the outside edge of the foot. Your foot is the bowl, and we're just swirling the bowl. What we want to try not to do is big knee movements, okay? So we're just trying to swirl the bowl that is our foot, and we're going to go the other direction. So you're going to get some knee movement in there. It's just kind of how it works. Good. Bring it in, a little shake out, switch it over to the other side. So same thing, just trace the outside edge of your foot. So a little bit of knee movement, but not a lot. We want the primary movement to come from your ankle, and we're swirling that bowl. Swirl the bowl. Good. Change direction. It's 2 and 1. Bring it in. Hold on to something if you need to for this one. We're just going to do a little bit of eversion or inversion, and we're going to hold it. So we've rolled out to the outside edge of our foot, lifted the inside edge, and we're just going to hold it. We're just going to hold it. And this is one that is a little goofy, especially if you're in shoes. So hold on to something if you need to. Good. Bring it down, and now feet hip width apart. We're going to do our eversion. So again, we're not just popping our knees together. I want you to think about lifting the outside edge of your foot so that you're standing on the inside edge. And you can take the legs a little bit wider if you need to, a little bit of a knee knock, but I want you to think about going in. That outside edge is not going to lift as high as the inside edge does because your anatomy is designed to prevent having that inside edge or that outside edge lift up too much. So it's just a good hold. Good. Release. Bring it in. We're going to go over to a wall. And we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. We're going to start away from the wall. Legs are straight. Heels are pressed down into the floor. And now we're going to go down towards the wall. And we're going to go until we feel a nice, good calf stretch. So straight knees. And if you're a little bit more flexible, you might be able to go a little bit farther back. But toes pointing forwards, feet are flat, and we're just going to go a little bit forward, press the heels down into the ground, nice good stretch. And you can go forward, and then you can press yourself back up for a little bit of a break. And then you can go forwards again, forehead goes towards the wall. So press those heels down, nice good heel stretch. Good, 3, 2, 1, push yourself back up. Carefully walk yourself a little bit forward. And now we're going to do our toe stretches. So it might be a little bit hard to see with the fan, but we're going to take our toes. So our heel is down, our toes are on the wall. The closer you start, the more you're going to stretch your foot, and then we're going to start to drop like you're trying to put the ball of the foot all the way down on the floor. And we're bending our toes back. So starting farther away. Hi. Nice, good stretch. If that is really uncomfortable or you really struggle with that one, you can just think about pressing your toes down and then lifting your heels as much as you can. So that's kind of a secondary option. There's 2 and 1, and then we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to come back here. I know it's harder to see, but you just have heel down, toes up against the wall, and then we're going to start to drop the ball of your foot down towards the floor. And this is really a good big toe stretch. And again, you start closer, it's going to be harder. It just depends on how far you're able to bend back that big toe. And again, if that doesn't work, then you just take your foot here, pull it back just a little bit, and then really think about stretching. The trick with this is to not go to the outside edge, to really press through that big toe. 2, 1, bring it in, feet hip width apart, toes pointing forwards. We're going to lift just our big toes. So just the big toes are coming up. And then just the little toes. So you do the 2 big ones and then the 8 little ones. So just your big toes and then just your little ones. Just your big toes, just your little ones. Just the big toes. Just the little ones. And one more time, just the big toes. And just the little ones. Good. Relax, shake it out a little bit. We're going to stand nice and tall on the left leg. We're going to take our right leg up. I want you to curl your toes under. Keep them curled and start doing your ankle circles. So keep it curled. Good circles. Other direction. You are just in a mood this morning. Good. And I think I said change direction, but if you didn't, make sure we're going both ways. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to stand nice and tall on the right leg, left leg up, curl the toes under. Keep them curled while we do our ankle circles. And change direction. Good. Now we're going to switch back, standing on the left side. Right leg is up, and we're going to kind of try to lift the toes. And it's hard because when we lift our toes, we automatically just want to lift at our ankle. But I want you to lift your toes, kind of spread them out a little. And now we're going to do our ankle circles again. And then change direction. Good. Switch it over to the other side. So stand on the right leg, lift just the toes. Keep them lifted. Mine are more spread than lifted, I think. And then nice, good circles. And change direction. Good. A little shake out. So we're going to do our calf raises, and this is one where you may need to hold on to something for a little bit of support. So we're going to take our feet glued together, and we're going to lift our heels. And the hard part is we want to make sure that we're not rolling to the outside edge. Lift your heels, catch a balance, hold it, lift one leg, slowly lower it down. So we're going to lift, hold, catch your balance, slowly lower down. Reset, feet together, lift up, hold, slowly lower. I always have a trouble with the slow lower. I feel like I'm going to plop, lift, hold, slowly lower. And I know on this side I kind of roll out to my pinky a little bit too. So we're going to lift, hold, hover, and then set it down. Lift, hold, set it down. We're still trying to go slow. Even if it doesn't feel slow, still try to go slow. Good. One more each side. Lift, hold, and down. Good. One more time. Lift, lift, hold, and then down. All right, last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do about 30 seconds of hops, or you can do heel slams. So let's go ahead and start. So just nice, good hops. And again, you can just do little bounces, but I want you to try to hop 30 seconds. Now, maybe you only do, 5 hops and then you rest, and then you do 5 more and then you rest. So I just want you to try to do those hops. You're already halfway through. This is a little bit of strength. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Walk around, grab a drink. We're going to go down to the floor. If you don't want to go to the floor, you can grab a chair, you can use the wall. You have a lot of different options. But we're going to be on hands and knees, and we're going to do a little bit of thoracic mobility, which does affect your shoulder mobility, and then we're going to do some shoulder work as well. So we're going to take it down to the floor, froggy position. So we're going to take our knees a little bit wide. I like toes tucked under personally. Sit my hips back to my heels. I'm going to have my right hand close, or my left hand close to my left knee. It doesn't have to be right next to it, but we don't want to have it way out. So we're going to have it right close. Push the floor away. Right hand lightly behind the right ear. And we're just going to inhale, elbow to elbow. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to open a book. It's basically what we're doing. So we're going to inhale and then we're going to exhale. So keeping our frog position, our hips are close to our heels. So we're making sure that our movement is coming from our ribs up, not from, not from our hips. And then I noticed that I was arching my back, and so I'm tucking my tail a little bit and holding my neutral spine. Inhale, elbow to elbow. Exhale, open. Good. Now this time we're going to inhale, elbow to elbow. We're going to open. Hold your open position. Hold the open position. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Can you open a little farther? Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale a little bit farther. Good. Bring it in. Shake it out. Switching sides. So hand on the floor. And again, we're going to think about pushing the floor away. Neutral spine. Hands lightly behind the ear. Inhale, elbow to elbow. Exhale, open behind you. Inhale. Exhale. So think about going at your own speed. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it open right here. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, open a little bit more. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Bring it into the center. You can give those knees a break, give those ankles a break. We're going to do another little rainbow. So we're going to take our legs again a little bit wide, sit our hips back towards our heels. You can try pointing your toes if that feels better, but we're just going to sit hips to heels. Hand is close to your knee. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our opposite hand, and I want you to think about bending it. I want you to pull it out to the side, and then I want you to think about pulling the shoulder blade down and back, driving it back so it's a lift and a pull down and back. Hold, reach the arm back, and then we're going to circle it around to the front. So think about shoulder down and back. Reach it, kind of an open book sort of, and circle it around. So pull it up and back, and I keep arching my low back, so be aware of that too. Reach it and circle around. Drive it back. Reach. Forward. Good. One more time. So trying to get that arm kind of parallel to the floor. Drive it down and back. Reach the arm out. Circle it around. Bring it in. A little bit of a shakeout. Same thing on the other side. So a little froggy position. Again, if you need to, if your knees are okay with it, toes pointing. But we're going to think about taking it, pull that elbow, it's out, and then really think down and back. You can see my shoulders away from my ears. Hold it here. Reach the arm back. Circle it around. So pull it, shoulder blade down and back. Reach. Circle around. Pull it down and back. You should feel this in your shoulder blades. Holding that arm up. Good. Drive it. Reach it. And circle. One more time. Drive it. Hold it. Reach it. And circle. Good. Bring it in. Again, give the knees and the toes a break. We're going to be on hands and knees. We're going to do our shoulder circles. We're going to go 10 each direction. So nice, good hands and knees position. You can do this with your hands against a wall, straight out in front of you, and it'll probably be a little bit more comfortable for a lot of us and a little easier for a lot of us, but brace your core. We're going to take our shoulders, we're going to squeeze them together, lift them by the ears, push the floor away, pull them down. So squeeze, forward, push, and pull. Squeeze, up, push, and down. Keep the elbows straight, keep your core tight. Good, I have 4 more. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, sit it back, give the wrists a little bit of a break. We're going to do the same thing going the opposite direction. So shoulders down, elbows straight, shoulders over your wrists, brace your core. Now we're going to pinch it together, pull down, push, and lift. So pinch, pull, press, lift, and start to make it a little bit more fluid. Good, I have 2 more. Here's 9, and here's 10. Good, bring it in, sit it back. We're going to come up to a standing position. So bring one leg around to the front. We're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to come, if you've got a chair that's not going to move, like a chair seat, if you're sitting, or if you've got a wall, we're just going to be back against the wall. Palms are going to be on the wall, shoulders down and back, brace your core. And all I want you to do is pull the shoulders down and back, and I want you to press into the wall like you're trying to push yourself up and away, but you don't actually have to move. So you're just going to press, engage those muscles in the back of your body, and then relax. So we're just going to press, so straight arm press. So we don't want to bend the elbows or press with just our elbows. So arms are straight. You're going to press. I want you to pull the shoulders down and back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then relax. Good, press it back. So we're pressing from our neck, from our shoulders, all the way down to our hands, into our waist, and relax. Good, and press. And my upper body lifts a little bit away from the wall, but it's almost like I'm really relaxed into the wall, and I'm only using my arms to try to push me forward, and relax. Good, and then one more time. So nice, good press. And relax. Good. Bring it in, shake it out. We're going to go through our band exercises, our dislocates, and our band pull-aparts. For the dislocates, if you don't have you can use any kind of band. If you don't have a band, you can use a belt or something, but you want it to be really, long so that you can take your arms as wide as you need to. And then for the shoulder dislocates or the band pull-aparts, you can always do those in a forward folded position and focus on technique, or just stay standing and focus on body weight. But we're going to take our palms facing back. Wider is easier. Take a nice deep breath in, up and around, circle to the front. And then we take it all the way up, and then we press it to the back, and that's 1. And we're going to try to do 10. Now, if this is something that for whatever reason you can't do, and sometimes it's, just due to anatomy, it's due to surgery, a lot of different things, you can always do your arm circles against the wall. Good, keep going. So you can always stand as far away from the wall as you need to. And then do your circles. And then you're going to want to, for you, you'll probably end up doing like 5 on each arm. Or you can take the time and do 10 on each arm. And I'm going to do 3 more because I, of course, have already lost count. Good, 2 more. Up and around. Back and around. Good. Last one for me. Good. Bring it in. A little bit of a shakeout. So now we're going to do our band pull aparts, palms facing up. And again, the wider your arms are to start, the easier this is going to be. So if you've got your arms out in front and you're like, I can't get my arm to go very far, take your arms wider. There's no shame in it. It just means that either the band is really heavy or those muscles just need to be exercised a little bit more. You just need to work on the strength, which is what we're doing. But set your shoulders, brace your core, right arm only. We're going to do 10. And I can tell we haven't done these in a while. Good. Couple more. 2, 1. Bring it in the center. You can rest. Set the shoulders, shoulder blades down and back. Other side. Brace the core. So we don't want to let our body rotate. Good. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Arms down. Little wiggle if you need to. Roll the shoulders. Set the shoulder blades down and back. Brace the core. We're going to do both. And I want you to try to get that band to your chest. Thumbs behind you if you can. Keep those palms facing up. And 10. Good. Bring it in. Bands down. And we're just going to kind of wiggle the shoulders, wiggle the arms, roll them up and back and down. And then we're just going to take ear to shoulder, side to side, just for a minute. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser than you were in the warm-up. Good. Bring the head up. And again, look to the right, look to the left. Bring it in the center. Roll the shoulders down and back. Let's take a couple deep breaths in. So inhale, spread the fingers and toes. And exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And you are all done.